Welcome or welcome back. My name is Tab. I love to talk about books, and let's get into it. Welcome to episode 7 of the book drop, where I go over my most anticipated weekly releases that are coming out today, the week of June 24th. I will also go into any book purchases I made and any type of book news that I found interesting throughout the week. I have 21 books for you that I have added to my TBR. I'm going to get into it because 21 books is a heck of a lot of books to go over. In the romance category, I have The 4 Engagement Rings of Sybil Rain by Hannah Brown. This is about Sybil, a woman with a history of broken engagements, unexpectedly finds herself on a Hawaiian vacation meant for her honeymoon, only to encounter 2 of her ex-fiancés. The story follows Sybil as she grapples with her past relationships, attempts to heal from them, and navigates the complexities of new and old romances while trying to figure out what she truly wants in a partner. And Hannah Brown was on The Bachelorette, so I feel like this book kind of is like The Bachelorette, very Bachelorette-esque. The next is Finders Keepers by Sarah Adler. 2 estranged best friends find that their long-abandoned treasure hunt might be the key to a fresh start for both their futures and their feelings. Cruel Summer by Maisie Yates is about Samantha Parker, whose seemingly perfect life is shattered when her husband Will asks for an open marriage. Desperate to save her marriage, Samantha proposes a summer-long separation with no contact. During this time, she embarks on a transformative road trip with Will's best friend Logan Martin and confronts her feelings about her marriage and her future. The story explores themes of self-discovery, challenging expectations, and finding happiness beyond what is familiar. When Javi Dumped Mari by Mia Sosa, a fun and flirty rom-com about a pact between friends that goes awry when one of them suddenly decides to get married. 1 engagement, 2 best friends, 3's a crowd. On the eve of their college graduation, best friends Javier and Marisol swore never to date anyone the other doesn't approve of. Now, almost a decade later, Javi has a problem. Mari, the woman he secretly pined for since sophomore year, is engaged. And Javi doesn't even get the chance to vet the Pedro Pascal knockoff she plans to marry. This one sounds like it is going to be absolutely cute. I love like a secretly pining for years, and it's on the guy's side. The next book is Total Dreamboat by Caitlin Doyle. It is a romantic comedy about Hope, who joins her best friend on a luxury cruise after a breakup and a creative slump, and Felix, a workaholic chef who joins to please his parents. They connect and sparks fly, but a fight leaves them stranded and forces them to work together, potentially leading to more than just a vacation fling. And the last book in the romance category is the one I am most excited for. The Secret Romantics Book of Magic, 12 spellbinding romantasy stories by 12 authors. Fall in love with these 12 gorgeous romantasy stories from best-selling and beloved authors. Lost lovers return for a second chance, but what are their motives? Academic rivals compete for a prestigious position, but their sizzling chemistry might get in the way. A monster slayer posing as an unwitting sacrifice meets an intriguingly moral prince. From relationships caught in desperate timelines to ghostly ballrooms and dragons that need rescuing from princesses, this anthology gives you an inventive new spin on all your favorite tropes and much more than you've ever seen before. In the mysteries and thrillers genre, I have Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. 3 women's lives are intertwined by a man with secrets, leading to a collision course with a shocking truth. Nina, Ash, and Martha are all connected to either Nick or Al, both of whom are leading double lives, and their paths converge in a dangerous way. The story explores themes of trust, deception, and the hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. The House on Buzzards Bay by Dwyer Murphy. This is a psychological thriller where a group of old college friends reunite at a beach house in coastal Massachusetts, only to have their reunion shattered by a sudden disappearance and the arrival of a mysterious stranger. The novel explores the complexities of their relationships, unearthing long-held secrets and testing the bonds of their friendship as they grapple with the weight of adulthood. El Dorado Drive by Megan Abbott is a suspenseful novel about three sisters, Pam, Deborah, and Harper, who grew up wealthy in Detroit but faced financial struggles in adulthood. They became entangled in a women's club called The Wheel, which promises financial empowerment through a pyramid scheme, but ultimately leads them down a dangerous path. The story explores themes of sisterhood, desperation, and the destructive nature of greed, all set against the backdrop of a changing American economy and the illusion of the American dream. The last one I have in this category is Happy Wife by Kendall Shores and Meredith Lavender. A young woman must find her missing husband and prove her innocence in this twisty, unputdownable novel set in the ultra-wealthy Florida community where looks can kill. In a world of the uber-rich, a web of deceit, envy, and betrayal leads to one woman fighting for the truth and her life in this gripping tale of suspense and intrigue. I have one book in the fantasy category, which is The King of Frost and Shadows by Jen L. Gray. This is the first book in a new Fae fantasy romance trilogy where Tavish, the Unseelie King, seeks revenge against the Seelie Fae for his parents' death. He brings Lyra, a human who may be the key to his revenge, back to his world, but she has lost her Fae memories and wants to escape. The story explores their complex relationship, political intrigue, and the potential for love amidst a quest for vengeance. I have two in the horror category. Glass Girls by Danny Shokuhi. Alice thought she escaped the curse. For 16 years, she's lived far from her family and the ghosts she used to conjure. But her past isn't so easily left behind. When Alice discovers she's pregnant and her estranged sister, Brownin, turns up on her doorstep, her carefully built new life begins to unravel. Bronwyn offers an ultimatum. One of her daughters is trying to possess the other, and only Alice has the power to save them. If Alice refuses, Bronwyn will go to their abusive mother and expose her location. Definitely seems like a very slippery sister dynamic. And the last one I have for horror is Smile for the Cameras by Miranda Smith. An actress desperate to reclaim her fame must survive the real-life plot of the horror movie that made her famous. This is a psychologically twisted, locked room thriller. I have two books in the YA fantasy category. The first one is A Treachery of Swans by A.B. Poranek. This is an atmospheric fantasy based on Swan Lake, following Odile as her plan to restore magic to her kingdom gets disrupted by a murder, forcing her to beg for her help from the young woman whose identity she stole. Can two girls, one enchanted, one the enchantress, save their kingdom and each other? Embrace the Serpent by Sunya Mara. A dangerous deal binds a young jeweler's apprentice to the mysterious Serpent King in a marriage of convenience, thrusting her into a deadly game between the cunning, fearsome ruler and his rebellious huntsman. And for fiction, I have 5 books. The first one is As You Wish by Lisa Cross Smith. For Lydia, Jenny, and Celine, au pairing in soul is the opportunity of a lifetime. Lydia wants nothing more than to transform into a leading lady. Jenny is determined to swear off love for good, 5,955 miles away from her ex, and Celine is convinced working in Korea will finally lead her to her biological mother. A Beautiful Family by Jennifer Trevlin, a debut novel. Over the course of one sun-baked summer vacation, a family is pulled into a web of mysteries that the younger daughter sets out to solve. A tense, page-turning debut of childhood innocence and evil. Enjoy Your Stay at the Shamrock Motel by Andrew Kaufman. This is a short story collection. Getting to the Shamrock Motel isn't easy. It's just off concession number 18, but you can't get there through a sequence of lefts and rights. To find the Shamrock, you have to be lost, not just on the map, but in your heart and soul. The Shamrock Motel does not accept reservations. The only way to get a room is by walking into the office and asking Rosemary, the owner-operator, for one. But try not to stare at her hair. Salty by Kate Myers is a hilarious page-turner about two estranged sisters who reunite to take down the luxury yacht owner who destroyed their childhood home and might be responsible for the dead body next door. And the last book in this category is The Compound by Aisling Rowell. This is a debut about Lily, a bored, beautiful 20-something who wakes up on a remote desert compound alongside 19 other contestants competing on a massively popular reality show. To win, she must outlast her housemates to stay in the compound the longest. While competing in challenges for luxury rewards like champagne and lipstick, plus communal necessities to outfit their new home like food, appliances, and a front door, cameras are catching all of her angles, good and bad. But Lily has no desire to leave. Why would she when the world outside is falling apart? As the competition intensifies, intimacy between the players deepens, and it becomes increasingly difficult to distinguish between desire and desperation. And the last book that I have is in the nonfiction category, and it is called Spooky Science, Dissecting the Mysteries of Ghosts, Cryptids, Aliens, and Other Oddities by Megan Ankney and Paige Miller. This is a science nonfiction book, and these two authors have a few other books about different subjects. Join the Spooky Science Sisters for an exhilarating journey through the enigmatic realm of the supernatural and the intriguing science that lurks beneath. I believe this covers like paranormal, spirits. It's all very interesting, and I think my son will really enjoy this book. Now for book purchases. I purchased nothing. At least I don't think I purchased anything. Oh, lies. What I did purchase is, if you can see behind here, I purchased a dollhouse-sized bookcase. Okay, so this is the dollhouse-sized bookcase, and I made each little book of the books that I've read so far in 2025, but I still have like 80 more books to add to this because I think I'm at like 121 books that I've read so far this year. And so I'm going to need definitely a bigger bookcase for this, or multiple ones, or I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to store them. So that has been my bookish craft that I've been working on. And I got this bookcase from Amazon, and I got the blank books. I think I searched for like dollhouse sized mini blank books, and I bought 300 of them. And I think for 200 was about $20. So I think it was like $10 for 100 of them. So worth it. And I absolutely they're not perfect. I had to really fiddle with the Canva template sizing because some of it was too big, some of it was too small. But truthfully, at the end of the day, no one is sitting here trying to dissect and nitpick these books. They're just so gosh darn cute. And in the inside of the first page, I put my star rating and the day that I finished the book. So it's just a cute memento, another way to kind of keep track of what you read each year. And I find it very soothing and therapeutic printing these out, cutting them, and putting them on the books. So that has been my book purchase for this episode. Now for book news. I only have 3 things that I thought were interesting, but first I just have to say, I don't know if anyone else goes on Threads. When I am on Instagram, I get little advertisements of Threads posts, and a lot of the times they're very interesting. So I'll click on it, it will open up Threads for me, and I'll read that post. But then if you keep going, it will show trending, popular, new other posts that you might find interesting. I never find them interesting. I call it book threads. Well, not me. It's called book threads, like Bookstagram, BookTube, BookTok. They are the most cattiest bunch of people. I don't understand how some of these people were raised. If someone posts something on their personal page that you don't agree with, I believe you should just keep scrolling, unfollow that person. Heck, if it's for your mental health, block that person. But you should not comment how much you disagree and be rude, nasty, aggressive, vile towards this person. It is their page. They are allowed to post whatever the heck they want. And being hopefully an adult, you should have the ability to keep scrolling. Just like you post something on your page, you have the right to post whatever you want. If people don't agree, which not everyone agrees with everyone that they have with everyone. The thing is, these people who continuously try and force their opinion down other people's throat by basically telling them, you're just wrong, I'm right, it is what it is, those people scare me. Those are the people that just do not have it together. They are not well-rounded, adjusted adults, and I hope and pray that they do not have children that they are bringing into this world with those same thoughts and feelings. Okay, going on, this was basically about the whole Allie Hazelwood situation where she deactivated her Instagram because she has a preference of one girl on the Hunger Games over the other. I've never watched, read, nor cared about the Hunger Games, but the fact that such a well-known author who is loved and has such a huge fan base is being bullied enough to deactivate her social media is beside myself. First off, why? Why? Who cares? It is a fictional story, people. It is fake, not real. What's the matter with you? Humanity as a whole, I have almost lost faith in. So moving on from that, in something very fun, and I'm very delighted about, BookCon is coming back in 2026. I am so happy. This is such a huge book lovers fest. It is going to be in New York City at the Javits Center. So there's going to be tons of room. There's going to be tons of authors. There's going to be tons of swag. There's going to be tons of books to buy. I am so excited. Tickets have not been released yet, but you can go to BookCon. I'll have the link in my description to sign up for their newsletter to be alerted when ticket sales drop. Oh my God, it's going to be April 18th and 19th, 2026. I can't wait. My calendar's blocked off. I'm ready to roll. And lastly, the Reese Witherspoon Book Club is getting a podcast. It is called Bookmarked by Reese, but she is not going to be the host. Someone else is going to be the host, and it is going to be weekly episodes. Danielle Robe will be joined by celebrities, author, and tastemakers. And each episode will include a book recommendation and a Q&A portion. With the first episode is going to be on June 24th. It features authors Emily Henry and Yulin Huang. And Emily Henry wrote Great Big Beautiful Life, which was the Reese's Book Club pick for May in 2025. And Yulin wrote How to End a Love Story, which was picked for May in 2024. So that is all the book news that I have for you this week, and this is the end of the video. I will be back next Tuesday to do this all over again with new books, purchases, and news. Have a great day. Bye.